you have all these gym influencers, right?
Yep.
And I just take them, and it would be like, so-and-so, X Sawyer, right? ASMR, right? And it'd be like 5 minutes of them doing ASMR. And it'd just be gym ASMR, though. It'd be funny.
Oh, like just like weights and shit?
Yeah, that, and also just with individuals.
Yeah. But like their voices?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like talking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So just
Mic check.
hello. Check. Is everything hooked up?
Have you seen Step Brothers?
Of course.
Of course.
Great movie. Check. All right, for Derek's birthday.
Yeah, that's it.
Happy birthday, Derek.
Yeah.
Boats and hose. Iconic.
Yeah.
That was that scene, right?
Yeah.
Boats and hose.
Yeah.
They just wrecked the boat and they kept it in.
Yeah, dude, that sucks. He's like, who's driving the boat? He like took off his reading glasses.
That was a good movie. That was my comfort movie. You guys have comfort movies?
Just
Yeah,
the end.
Will Ferrell's a big one.
Just any movie of Will Ferrell?
My favorite movie growing up, because I had it on DVD, was Elf.
Okay.
Even though it was a Christmas movie, I'd watch it year round. Oh, I forgot to give you a hug. Getting out the elevator. I don't know. Anyway.
That's how I feel when I'm like meeting other gym influencers, and then they're the Elf's dad. And like you first meet them, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
buddy.
How are you? He tries to hug a raccoon.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so stupid.
Classic.
All right. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Think It With a Pump.
There it is.
Today we have another Gymshark athlete. Luke, you want to introduce him?
Today we have none other than powerlifting world record breaking strongest man alive, Sawyer. Remind me of your last name.
Klatt.
I knew it was like, I was gonna say it with an O. Sawyer Clatt. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man.
Why did you agree to this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I've seen both your guys' kind of content. I'm very interested to see how you guys run the podcast because it's two people who run skit, like it's very skit, more like content.
Right.
And we had a fun workout. You know, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch the video.
Heck yeah.
And now it's like, all right, we had a great, we chummed real well. And I think we're going to have some really good questions. I'm going to get better to know you. And I think we'll go into a good
I still
deep
got
dive.
my
I
headphones
love
on.
that.
I think we'll go into a deep dive of
You've been cooking something
conversations.
up this entire time. I feel like.
Here's the thing. I always have some. I'll either look like I have nothing in my brain or something in the brain, but to tell you, there's usually always nothing in the brain.
Right.
It's
Okay,
good.
I feel like that's me because I always get questioned of what I'm thinking by her, and like I'm like, dude, not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's empty.
Yeah.
It's
But-
kind of good though, because then they're like,
Yeah, it's
two
mysterious.
steps ahead. Always.
But for the audio listeners, if they do not know you, kind of want to explain what you do, or
Yeah. So like they introduced me. I am a pretty strong powerlifter. I hold the world record in the 242 tested. I deadlift 848, squat. Well, actually, if we want to talk about current numbers, I deadlift 860, squat 750, and then bench 425. So strong cookie.
Those some hefty numbers, man.
slight flex.
I
Wait, so you're close to 2,000, huh?
I'm over 2.
You're over 2.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah, I jumped the mark. I was like at 1970, and then like 220, 230 or something.
Yeah, I'm in the 1,000-pound club, so
Are you?
yeah, I'm like right there behind you. So
There you go.
Yeah, right there behind you.
There you go.
no,
Excuse me.
bless you.
Oof. I got another kudos.
Damn. So which one is the world record?
Oh, 848. So I plan to do another competition relatively in the next maybe like 2-3 months, and then that's where I can secure my break my own record.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long do you think it would be before you hit 1,000? That's got to be a goal of yours, right?
Yeah. So nobody's pulled 1,000 naturally. I think the best tested ever deadlift is around like 906, 926 or something.
Eddie Hall's not natural.
No.
Thor.
Nope.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
I love you, Thor.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you guys are, but
Highly doubtful.
let me just think. I'm just thinking logical. You know, could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm so sorry, out
I don't want to. I like Thor. Thor and I we're great. We're chums.
You met him?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. He's the only man that I've met that I go, yeah, I don't think I could take him.
He's got a good sense
Yeah,
of humor
I don't
too.
know about that one.
He's
man.
like you know, like I'm confident with like, okay, if I like life or death scenario with like if I'm in a room with like a guy, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I think it'd be fine. I met
Yeah.
that dude and I was like, no,
It's
like,
not gonna be
There's
okay.
nothing. There's not, dude. Like if I kick to the shin, nothing. Like I can't do anything. He'd take my head and squash me.
Yeah, every part of him is like massive. Like he
Yeah.
has got bigger ligaments and shit or something.
When I was in the UK, you know those vests that people do for like traffic, right? It's like,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like those orange ones.
Yeah.
They're always oversized. They ordered him the largest one. I had to help him put it on when we were in the UK, and it literally looked like a doll vest on him.
Yeah, and those things are big on everybody.
Yeah, and he had the
What
biggest
size
size.
you get, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa.
What is he, like 6'6",
No, I
6'8"?
think he's 7 foot.
7 foot?
7
Jesus.
foot. Like at one point was like 420. I think he was almost, yeah. Like he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Strong boy. He actually just won his strongman competition. I think he's prepping for another World's Strongest Man title. So I think he's in the running.
Yeah, he went on a cut recently, huh?
He did that, yeah.
You know, it's funny. He has a good sense of humor. Eddie Hall has a good sense of humor. You have a good sense of humor. What's with all these big guys just being teddy bears, man?
You know, it's like
Is there something behind that?
yeah,
It's like a confidence thing. Like I know I'm secure in myself. I'm a big guy.
maybe
So
it's
I
one
think
of those things where it's like, okay, if you're tall and you got like some muscle, you kind of feel like, you know what, I can make a joke because like, and I'm not gonna like be worried because this guy's not gonna kick my ass, you know.
Okay.
I feel like that might be part of it. Like where I probably made jokes when I was like younger, but I was like a little bit like stockier.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, maybe the joke went like a little too far, right? Nothing happened. That makes you sound like a dick, but I'm just like, I think everybody goes through a little bit of those experiences.
Yeah, no, I think that's real. Mm-hmm. If you really think about it and break it down, of like why you would, that's kind of what it is.
I think that's a real answer, right?
Valid.
No, that makes sense. That makes
And
total
that's why all these short motherfuckers are dicks.
Yeah.
Am I a dick? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Do you think I'm like? Would you like look
Wait,
at
how
me?
tall are you guys?
6'1" on a good day.
Oh, yeah,
I think I woke up today like 5'8".
Are you under 5'4"?
No.
Then
Come on,
you're
man.
fine then.
Did you ask that seriously?
Come on.
I think we both agree 5'4" short, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was really being like generous. He didn't know how tall we are, so he's like, I'm gonna go really low just in case he falls under that.
Well, you
5'4" is really short.
Well, the first
for a
thing
guy.
that came to mind is Kevin Hart. He's like what, 5'4", 5'3",
I think 5'5".
and he's hilarious.
Yeah, that's true. He's a
I'm
funny
gonna get
guy.
a bunch of short people in the comments. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna lose a bunch of followers that were like sub 5'5".
no, they're great at powerlifting.
Yeah, that's true.
Great at bodybuilding, dude. Like, just not making the NBA.
You have a point.
Yeah. Once again, guys, we are here in the Gymshark HQ in New York.
Damn right.
How do you like New York? We asked our last guest that. I'm just curious.
I like this side that we're in. Last time I was on a different side. I'm not sure where I was at, but the streets smelled like piss. You know, I think that's. I mean, anywhere in big cities, you're gonna have good parts and bad parts. But part we're living in or staying at, and the part where like the Gymshark event's gonna be going at, really nice part.
Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of talked about it while we were working out. You're from a small town, correct?
Yeah, Minnesota, very far up north, 2,000 people. Very.
2,000.
How many people do you guys graduate with in high school?
Graduate with, I think, right around 200 maybe sub 200. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think I say a different number every time.
My whole entire high school was like right around 1,000 people. So I think my senior class was like 200 people.
God, I like 100 people.
100?
Yeah.
Damn. That's really small because like we have big high schools in the area. Just
Yeah.
my town specifically wasn't like a giant school.
Okay.
So yeah.
We have a small town that's like our beachy area. It's just a man-made beach in the Gulf of Mexico, brown water. But they have a high school on that island, and their graduating class is like 5.
Might as well have been homeschooled.
Exactly.
Yeah, yo, what the hell? 5 people?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's where I invited you guys to, but y'all didn't show up, so. Anyway.
It fell through. Something fell through. Things came up, and it's okay, man.
You know?
It's not that we didn't
That's
show
what
up.
happens with friendships.
Yep.
But you lift crazy numbers, you're natural. What age you started working out?
15.
15.
Yeah, but like, funny story. Like 7th grade, had it where, so I was wrestling, dislocated both my shoulders, right?
Same time?
Yep, same time.
What were you doing?
Yeah.
I just got into I was wrestling, right, and I just got into a move, and they just popped out.
Damn.
And then they just continued popping out to the point where it's like they would pop up to probably like 50 times a day. Like I'd grab my backpack, boom, you know, I would wake up from the night, boom, you know, they'd just be out. So I had to do like 18 months of physical therapy. So I don't count that as like, oh, that's when I started, because I couldn't even hold a half a pound for a front lateral raise. It was like that bad.
Damn.
So that was just to like get back to a normal.
But how is that? How is that? Like it pops in and pops out. Like what does that feel like? Like how is that even a thing? Like how do you go about recovering that too? Is that like it's like a lack of muscle in certain areas?
Yeah, so my back was underdeveloped. Funny enough, my back's my strongest part now, but it was underdeveloped. Also, I was hitting this like growth spurt where like everything was just growing at a rapid rate, all the bones and everything.
Yeah.
and I'm playing a high level sport, right? That requires where you're like lunging and all this stuff.
True.
And it's just kind of one of those things where it just happened, you know. But having the 18 months of physical therapy and being able to strengthen those tendons, it really helped, you know. And then it kind of gave me a nice little drive where it's like, all right, if I really want to wrestle, I have to put in this much work, and that was 18 months. And then it's like, all right, now I'm like back to normal. Might as well start lifting weights, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It took you 18 months to recover?
Yeah.
Jeez. What was the recovery? Just you couldn't use your shoulders?
What was it?
What was the recovery? Like you just had to like ease off of everything?
No. So I had specific workouts for my shoulders. I had specific stretches. I had different band work. Like I said, where it's like if you took a half pound, I couldn't do it. So like I had to do very light bands. Some stuff was even body weights, where I just had to like have my arms in certain positions and like hold them. You know, very very weird stuff. But I had a really really great physical therapist, and he had he was like, all right, by the end of us, like full of training, you're gonna have like a booklet of like all these things that you can do. And luckily I don't have to go back to that booklet, because like shoulders are strong, you know. I think I see it constantly in this like fitness space. I mean, Mr. Eubank, Mr. Lade, you know, a lot of people just popping out shoulders. Really it comes down to is a lack of stability with things. A lot of it has to come down to the back, right? Yeah. Where it's like, okay, some people might be training back, but they're not training in like a certain way to hold the shoulders in, you know? Mm-hmm. And then it's also some people who just spam shoulders, and then they're doing something like wrestling or, you know, playing beach volleyball or something, and it's just very easy to have it where it's like, okay, your shoulders are already kind of like dead, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not hinted to anybody. That's just like me giving out scenarios.
No, I think that's valid. I think that's good thought.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I never really thought about it, because I've never honestly dislocated my shoulders or anything, ever.
You have like no leg, no fingers, nothing?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
I don't even know what that's like, to dislocate something and like pop it back in, or have to get it popped in.
I've dislocated my thumbs, shoulders. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's weird. Not weird. I know it's common, but like I just never. You're good on that?
I think double jointed. Kind of
it's not a real thing, though. That's a myth, isn't it?
So that's what I had, right?
Right.
So that's what I could do. And basically, I was in a position where my arm was back like this, right? And when I was younger, I'd be able to pop it out, right? To get my arm out. That's what happened, right? So I tried doing it. Person it was tight.
Yeah.
And I went this way, he went the other way, and then that's when both of them went. Like, because you think about, like, you can move your shoulder. Let's say it moves it from here to here, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I can move it from here and bring it back. Here, bring it back. I went from here, and then and then tried bringing it back. It was like, you know, when you stretch out a spring, and it's like, oh, it's not as tight as what it was. So it's like, you know, that's how it was like. Oh. And that's pretty much the tension. And that's very, very common when you pop out your shoulder.
So you just had to work on that.
Yeah. Strengthening that entire thing.
Damn. What? But like, all right, I don't want to get like wrapped up in this, but like, people dislocate their shoulders all the time.
Yeah, like usually.
And you're good after. What was?
I think it kind of depends on like, okay, the back and the shoulder are very very complex parts, right? I think if we look at, okay, what is the person doing? How did it happen, right? And then also, is the person training? Right? So if like a person who's like, oh, your standard 9-to-5 worker or like a mom or whatever, oh, they pop out their shoulder, okay, they pop it back in, they're usually fine. You know, it might be like, oh, I got to hold it in for 2 weeks, but then they go back to work fine. Right? But when we're looking at people who do like fitness, where we're constantly pushing weights and pushing up, trying to get better, trying to like fatigue ourselves.
It's true.
That's where kind of like, oh, wow. You don't know when it's going to happen. You know? You get a little ego. You might be like, oh, I'm going to take the 50s out for a ride, and then, you know.
Ugh, man.
I mean, we discussed where it's like, when we were on our way here, why you guys don't try to wrestle or like fight or anything, because it's like that idea of like high risk of injury, because we're all stronger now. You know, it's like, oh, pushing somebody now versus when you were 12, it's completely different.
Yep. Yeah, you used to be able to just fall over, get right back up, nothing even hurt, maybe a bruise. But like now it's like, and you get pushed, you fall hard. You also weigh a lot more than you used to. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you're a kid, you're like 90 pounds, and then now we're like, you know, some people like you, like 230.
250.
250.
I worked hard for that.
Don't
put me to 230.
Guys, he's 250.
I feel like that when I
that should be your personality, like Bradley Morton.
260.
260,
You
brother.
said it pretty good. 260.
I can't make that my personality. Brad did it before me.
But no, that's so true. Like, we used to be invincible, and then we raced a couple months back, and I strained my quad during it.
I raced my roommate Nabil because he was about 160 and I was about 245, and he's like, dude, I would smoke you in the race. You could not beat me. We're at Denny's, we're eating. I'm like, dude, fuck, let's go find a track.
Denny's. That's funny because we had Waffle House before we raced.
Okay. He go, it's middle of the night. He's like, dude, I will smoke you. I am like 60 pounds heavier. And I'm like, dude, I'm fine. He's like, I was in tennis. I was like, I was in football and wrestling. What are you talking about? You don't run in tennis. He goes, yes, side to side coordination. I'm like, this is not the same. Long story short, we go to the school, jump a fence, get on the track, we run. I'm fucking zooming past him, and then all you hear is, ah!
Yeah.
Hamstring.
Oh.
Dude.
Pulled it, but luckily he came back, recovered.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I got it all on film, too.
You
That's
dusted
awesome.
him? Were you beating him the whole time?
He said, okay, all right, he's going to watch this. He said it popped before I passed him. I don't believe it. I believe I passed him and then it popped, but who knows, right?
Yeah.
He said, she said kind of thing.
Yep.
Rematch eventually.
Yeah.
Rematch 2026.
Rematch.
Ooh. Dude, 2026? Can't wait that long. It's not even 2025 yet.
He needs time to recover.
Yeah. Dude, you're just like teasing us like Marvel, bro.
You guys watch Marvel?
I do.
Who's your favorite?
For what?
Marvel, the Marvel movies. Like,
He
who's your
might
favorite
not have watched it. He just asked us if we did.
You don't watch it?
No, I do.
Okay, who's your favorite superhero?
Movie-wise?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, movie, live action.
Okay. I like Captain America. I like the Hulk. But probably Captain America.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Genuinely?
What a basic answer.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No,
not
I'm
a lot of
just
people.
messing.
Not a lot of people say that.
No, I don't like Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Okay.
So I like funny. So I'm a Deadpool guy.
I liked him on Deadpool 1. Deadpool 2 kind of sucked. Deadpool 3 really sucked.
Really?
Ooh, this is gonna get clipped. This is a good one.
That's interesting. Why you say that?
It was just all fan service. I watched it the first one. I was like, this is good. I watched it a second time. I go, this sucked.
Yeah.
It was all just fan service. And it's like, all right.
All the cameos and stuff.
Yeah, okay. I'm sick of all these Marvel films where it's like all these cameos that are literally here for 10 seconds and then they're just, so-and-so dies. Like, if they had it where, spoiler alert, Johnny Storm shows up.
Yeah.
Bro, keep him in.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
Like, if you're going to have it where you're going to have characters come in, keep them in. I want to see it where it's like, okay, if you have Tobey Maguire in the Spider-Man movies, I want to see him the entire time.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it with it? It's like, oh, 10 seconds. Ooh, he's dead. Ha ha. It makes it where the comedic relief it becomes less and less comedic.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I think that's a valid opinion.
Yeah.
I can't hate on that. I mean, I for one loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny.
I felt edged the entire movie.
Yeah. You just felt like there was something more that should have happened.
Like, it was fun, but then is that a movie you're going to return watching to?
I've only watched it once. I'd watch it again. I don't know if I'd watch it a third time.
What Marvel movies, though, what you'd watch and you're like, I'll watch it again?
Oh, Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
course.
Endgame. I've done that already, though. Civil War. Captain America Civil War. I mean, that's
Like,
just...
I liked The Winter Soldier. I could watch. I was like, great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's
Iron
good.
Man 1, Captain America 1.
It's classics.
Yeah.
Classics. Oh, so you haven't kept up with everything, though? You haven't, like, watched all the Disney Plus stuff?
I mean, I watched She-Hulk. I went through Moon Knight.
Loki?
Yep, watched.
Okay.
Loki was great.
Yeah, Loki was good.
Slow but great.
Yep.
Never seen it.
It's really good, actually.
What else? I didn't watch any of the Miss Marvel stuff.
Me neither.
You know,
Me neither.
That really sucked. What else? What else is there?
Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, seen all that stuff. The new Brave.
Oh,
Captain
so
America Brave.
enough
World.
where you got the references in the movie. You understood it. Okay.
I'm a nerd.
Okay, good.
I'm
Okay.
full on nerd.
I would have been like, dude, if you don't understand the references,
No,
of course you think it sucks.
I understand the references. Like I'm
Okay.
so deep into the lore of stuff where
Yeah.
it's like it ruins me watching the movie sometimes. Maybe that's
Okay.
why. Maybe I'm too deep.
Maybe you might have just done too much. Are you a comics guy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably why. Then he's allowed to have like negative opinions on good movies because comic dudes just know too much. I don't know. That's how I feel. Like you just have like a different perspective of like how things.
Well, just production wise, it was just a cheap production.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the CGI in the Deadpool movie.
On who are we thinking?
Well, I mean Hugh Jackman's muscles are fake.
Yeah.
If you watch, the muscles are fake.
Yeah.
It's like there's certain shots. I'm like, he's not that big, and our jobs are lighting and angles, and I'm like, that is straight up CGI. Like back in the, hey, you guys remember 2021 when everybody was using CapCut to fake their muscles? That's what they were doing with Hugh Jackman.
That's crazy.
You can literally watch it only one's been shown, right?
Well, I figured, but
have you seen the one where it's like, okay, they get out of the bus, right? And like Wolverine's doing his thing, and then Deadpool's there. There's a clip you can find it on TikTok, you can find it on YouTube, where like Deadpool's literal sword goes like through his arms, right? Mm-hmm. So his arms are CGI, but that's one that everybody's talking about. But what nobody's talking about. You can go watch the film right now. I haven't seen anybody post about it. When you go to the part where, after the big explosion, right, and they're walking out, and the music starts playing again because the guy's like, "Oh, too bad these heroes died," right?
Right.
If you literally look at Hugh Jackman's waist, right? You want to hold this? Here's his waist. Here is his legs, and you can see it going like this while they're walking.
No.
Yeah, everybody's focused on Deadpool. Look at his waist. It's going like this. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Like straight,
it's millimeter, but it's like nobody's waist goes like that when they're walking. It's all,
It's like getting called out on Instagram, and then you see the fucking waist filters that.
Yeah, it's like that goop stuff where it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. I was like,
damn,
Hugh
Goop should
Jackman,
do a video on that. That'd be pretty funny.
Well, if you look at Hugh Jackman, dude, buff, conditioned, 56-year-old man, and then I'm seeing shots of him looking bigger than Arnold, and I'm like,
yeah, but he's supposed to be a Wolverine, so
I
get it.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
don't get wrapped up in it. It's not that deep.
Yeah, it's not that deep. Yeah, of course.
To kind of transition a little, but kind of staying on topic, how do you feel about the Photoshop and people altering their shit?
So out of this conversation,
You mind moving that over there just for that shot?
Okay, I had a conversation with a few friends about that, right?
Okay.
Because heavily topic, right? Mm-hmm. People would say, well, like the CGI muscles is no different than people using angles, right? That's what people are using a big argument for, right?
Yeah. Okay.
We might know people who use this argument. Well, this is where I have my rebuttal statement. An angle, without a camera, I could take you, right? So let's say I'm doing like an angle. I could take you and place you exactly with where the camera would be, and you'd be able to see it with your eye. Ooh, that person looks big, Right. That's how things are captured, right? The cap cut, slim in the waist and make the arms bigger, that's literal, like changing everything. You're changing it,
Yeah, and it's like, getting a good angle and sitting under good lighting, that's still you with a good angle and sitting under good lighting. Yeah. That's still you. Yeah. You still look like that in real life. It's like under the lighting.
Practical
in that
effects
angle.
versus VFX.
Yes. But then there's another way where you're going into an app and using like fucking AI or whatever to fucking physically.
I'm not a fan of that unless you want to. I mean, unless you're Hugh Jackman, I guess you can get away with it.
It's different. Okay, that's at the Disney level. We're talking about Instagram level, selling ebooks and fucking saying I got a 18-inch waist and you should buy my butt program.
It's really hard to figure out. Like, you'll see women in the fitness space doing it. Shrinking the waist, bringing the booty bigger. Right. Seeing guys doing it with their arms.
I just can't believe people still do it. Like, even after seeing everyone that gets caught and like knowing that there's just not you, why would you want to do that? I just don't.
They're like the rapists, bro. They're like predators. They know it's wrong, but they're going to get caught.
Yeah, they're just as bad. Okay, they're not that bad, but like they're on they're down the wrong trajectory, man.
Yeah, the wrong trajectory.
Trajectory. You're smarter than me. Mm-hmm. No, come on, man. You look like a wise guy.
No, that's just my testosterone. I just look old.
No.
Do you guys ever gotten your testosterone checked?
No.
It's been a while. I don't remember when. So it was like family doctor clinic with my checkup, and they said your test is fine. They did not give me my results.
Sketchy.
What'd you go in there for? You're like, hey man, I'm not feeling.
I do blood work every year to make sure I'm not dying. Oh, actually, at that time, I just felt like shit because I was extremely lean, which I should have had my actual. I should have sent it to a lab and got like a full blood panel. But I did the cheap route because at that time I didn't want to spend the money. I wasn't making money like I was. So I was feeling like shit, and that's when I stayed lean, like for way longer than you should. Not at this, like I would say I'm maybe at 10. I was probably at like.
Well, you 15 pounds, 20 pounds lighter.
I was like 150. Right now I sit like 164.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
you're still shredded too.
I'm lean. I think there's a difference between lean and shredded.
Yeah.
Would you
Would you
saw
agree?
him in the mirror? You saw him in the mirror.
Yeah,
today.
but like 15 pounds less than that, like I could see Tess being like in libido and everything, just being like,
Yeah, so I
how
felt
it
like
felt.
shit.
Yeah.
No sex drive, nothing.
Oof.
And so they said, yeah, you're perfectly fine. I was like, thanks, that didn't help nothing. And he said, I believe he said it was like right under 400, which technically
Yeah,
that's.
you're probably at like a 600 to 700 now.
Oh, when I put on the weight, yeah, I feel way better. Energy wise, I don't think I'll ever feel like I did at 18. I felt unstoppable at 18. Obviously, I think everybody's like that. What? Why you
He
make
just
that
likes
face?
making faces to make you. He's trying to think that like, oh, what were you
I'm
doing
strong.
at 18?
No, bro.
You didn't feel unstoppable at 18?
I feel unstoppable. I still feel unstoppable.
I'm talking energy wise. I think I looked and feel the best that I ever have when it comes to my physique.
Just take a break from the caffeine, brother.
That's probably it. That's another issue, which I did cut down.
These guys were telling me they're like, I have it every day, 200, 400.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cycle off of it, brother.
So
what's your like average? Not even an everyday thing.
I meso it with my training. So I always caffeine always works. So like with powerlifting training, you usually have 4 weeks of training.
Yeah.
And then bringing down the intensity. So it's like 1 to 4 weeks is building up to an intensity of like, okay, do you know what RPE is? Like,
RP?
Yeah.
Like RPE?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like exertion.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like maybe you start off of a 6 and then build up to a 7.5 to an 8, right? And then like after that 4 week block, maybe if it's some people, different coaches, whatnot, will bring it from like a 1 to 4 and then 5 to 8, or some people just categorize it as 1 to 4, 1 to 4. You know,
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Same thing. But pretty much after the RP 8, right, towards the end of the block, bring down the intensity and then building it back up. So what I'll do with my caffeine is during the phases where it's week 1 and 2 where intensity is super low, the first week I'll have no caffeine the entire week, right? Really sucks, but it just, I have to get it done, right? Then week 2, I can have anywhere between like 125 to 150 milligrams on my Mondays. I can have 200 milligrams on my Wednesdays, and I can have 200 milligrams on my Saturdays. Or it'll be 175 to 200, you know? And then week 3, 175 my Monday, 200, you know?
Just got it down.
To then, around 245-ish to maybe 300, depending on what phase we're in. Like, how much weight am I actually pushing?
Yeah.
Or is it like a month where it's like pretty light? Okay. And then that week 4, that's when it's going to be like maybe 2, 4, 4.
Okay.
And that's only, so I'm only taking caffeine 3 times out of the week.
And that 400 must hit you hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must be like fucking.
Yeah.
cracked,
I feel great, you know?
Yeah.
And then,
And those are your deadlifting days.
or squat bench deadlift, like an SBD day, where it's like those are the hard days, and I want it where it's like I am feeling this because I mean in high school I was a pre-workout junkie.
Yeah.
Like I have a video titled "Pre-workouts" on YouTube. That it's just me being like, oh yeah, like this pre-workout's great, and then if you take a scoop of this and then a scoop of that and a half a scoop of this, like,
You used to take like 4 different pre's and
I calculated it like now that I'm older. Dude, I'm fucking surprised I didn't die.
Yeah,
Like,
especially mixing 2 different brands and shit.
Yeah.
Especially back then too.
yeah, and like people in the comment section be like, you should do that as a kid, and I'm like, oh, what do you know?
Yeah,
like now I'm like, whoa, these people are right, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
You'd be like, oh, let me mix this ghost with another ghost with a ghost powder of this, and it's like that shit adds up, you know?
Yeah.
100%. Who is it? Rich Piana? How much he used to?
So
Dude,
that's
2 scoops.
No, not even, bro. I've seen him do like 4 or 5, and he puts it in a gallon. He put it in like one of his Rich Piana 5% jugs.
Yeah, but you drink it throughout the day though.
Yeah,
What, and
yeah,
how
he
much-
didn't drink it all. He never finished it.
Was
but
it
it was
his?
ridiculous, bro. I'm pretty sure he said you got up to 1,000 in the jug.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Wasn't his pre though? Like
Yeah,
his
yeah.
kick-ass one was like 4 hundo?
And it was okay. It was I think it was 500 per scoop or something, right? I had a friend that went to the gym, showed me it because it was called what's the pre-workout?
I know. I'm
called?
trying
It's,
to think. 50-50?
50,
Yeah,
50.
yeah, it's 50-50, but it's something fuck or something.
Oh, fuck media. No, fuck.
Hard as fuck.
Yeah, I think that's
It was
what it is.
hard as fuck. No, but it was something close to that.
Or heavy as fuck. Or okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
Besides the point, I think it was 500. Anyways, this guy got the pre-workout, right? He's a guy who's, I work out, I've taken pre-workout, I've taken C4, nothing. I have to always double scoop my C4, right?
Yeah.
Never has tried it before. Takes 2 scoops, right?
Of a rich piano.
Yeah.
Oh.
The next day, he like comes in and he's going, dude, that rich piano stuff's no joke. Had a full great workout. My heart still was racing, so I went for a run. Felt like I was going to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Laid in bed. My heart was pumping. I almost had to go to the ER. And I'm like, what pre-workout was it? And he shows me. I'm like, whoa.
Dude, double scooping that and then going for a run, thinking a run was a good idea?
Yeah.
That's the opposite of a good idea.
Yeah.
You should have just started by laying in bed and then just like went from there.
Dude, you guys ever taken pre-workout on a run? Any like cardio endeavor?
Yes.
A run?
I think I've definitely
Running?
made a mistake when I was younger, thinking like this will be good for intensity. No, it's not. It's good for like weightlifting and low intensity, like heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Anytime my heart's beating fast, I get like
scared.
anxiety. Yeah. So
Well, like actual like marathon runners and professional runners, they will take caffeine. I just found this out, but it's like 2 hours before the run.
Okay.
And it's supposed to help with their blood or something.
Yeah, because I think it's still like sort of like I was saying kind of earlier. I knew I had the caffeine in me, even though I did end up taking a little bit more.
Just like a slight edge.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I think it's still kind of there's something in there that sits in you, and then when you get the blood flowing and things start the gears moving, it's still kind of hidden in there, but you don't get that straight like heart race intensity. There's no science behind what I'm saying. I'm just like off experience. I kind of get it.
I remember two instances, 2 great stories. I remember my brother, right? We were I was in wrestling. My brother was in wrestling, and if there's 2 people at a weight, you have to wrestle for your spot, right? Mm-hmm. And there's this kid that was like, I don't know, probably in 8th grade. My brother, or 9th grade, and my brother was a senior. Brother was way better than this kid, right? And this is when we were getting into working out. He was getting into pre-workout, and he decided, you know what? I've been working out. I take pre-workout for the gym. I'm gonna take pre-workout for this, basically this match to get your spot.
Yep.
And I'm watching it, and he wrestled like dog shit. I was like, what is going on, right?
Yeah.
After he's like, dude, I literally can't breathe. That like, when you get cotton mouth, right? When you get cotton mouth in the gym, what do? You drink your blender bottle. You can't get a water break in wrestling, right?
Nope.
So he's literally like hovering over the trash can, his body's shaking, and I was like, okay, noted. Now, fast forward, I'm like in 11th grade in football, right? We have a big game. It's against a team that's like, there's a town over, right? And this is like the big, like, football, yeah, but like this match or this game between this town and our town is like the big thing.
Right.
That's the most important out of all of them. And I remember giving pre-workout to like the entire football team. Right? I got everybody on pre-workout, right?
Yeah. We
We had a great game, right? We won.
Let's go.
Right?
Yeah, that's hype.
Next game, I'm like, I want to take a little extra. And that game was harder. And they couldn't, like, I didn't get to get taken out. And that's when, like, the cottonmouth stuff was happening. And then I was like, and it happened with what happened with my brother, right? And I was like almost convulsing, like wanting to throw up.
Yeah, because you can't, like, there's nothing, you're just so, it sucks.
Yeah. Then the coach found out, he's like, fucking grabbed me. He's like, did you take that fucking pre-workout? And like, when you're like taking pre-workout, your like pupils are dilated and whatnot. And I was like, yeah. He's like, don't do that ever again. My bad.
How long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago was that?
Like 7 years ago.
I feel like pre-workout was so much more sketchy back then too.
Oh, it was.
You know what I mean? Obviously, they had the sketchy ones.
You want a website? I can get you a website.
Yeah.
Black market?
Yeah. Well, there's this website that still sells really good pre-workout. It's called ruesco.com, I think it's called.
Ones with DMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good stuff.
That's like I was in high school. My friend Brutus and I, we were in like, we'd like save up all. You have no money in high school.
Yeah,
you save
no
up,
money.
You're like, what's the best pre-workout? Let me find it.
It was like,
like
60,
this one.
It was like a $80, $70 pre or something like that, right?
You buy it and then like your friends are in the locker room. You're like, ooh, did you get it? You're like, yeah. You try your really crazy workout, dude. I lived for those moments, right?
Yep.
Because it's like such innocent times too. Because it's like I wasn't going out partying. I'm not going out drinking. I'm not doing anything like that. It's like Ooh, a little pre-workout though. I'm gonna get a great workout.
Yep. No, I remember that. I remember my first MMA supplement.
What was it?
I want to say it was God of War. Or no, God of Rage or something like that.
Like Citrion Labs?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
I have a story for you on that one.
Yeah, I think it was God of War or something.
What flavor?
And that the labeling was always so sketchy, and it was like not for human consumption, and
Big
da-da-da.
red letters. Did you ever try it?
Never. No. I don't know what y'all referring to be honest, but I want to hear that story.
Oh, what flavor was yours?
It was something. It was like a cherry-ish or a strawberry or something.
You got lucky. Wow.
It didn't mix right either. Like it never mixed perfectly. That's probably what I remember it.
Dude, I'm literally this ruined pre-workout for the rest of my. I was literally telling the manager because I was sipping on the bum energy drink today, and it was blue raspberry or whatever, right?
Okay. Oof.
I had the blue raspberry Centurion Labs, and they must have not mixed it correctly.
The batch?
Yeah.
Like in the tub?
Like, I don't think they ever mixed it, because if you ever paid attention, there's like these little white flakes in it.
Yeah.
And
I feel like maybe I know what you're talking about.
What I assume, right, could be wrong, I think it's the combination between agmatine sulfate and the 1,3s, like clumped together, right? Mm-hmm. And those two, like clumped in together, ruin your stomach, right? So,
Believe that?
Yeah. When I was around like 16, 17, this is pretty much what my full day looked like in high school. Was woke up at 4 a.m, had my 12 eggs.
4 a.m?
Yep.
Yo.
12 eggs, 3 scoops of whole milk, and then 2 scoops of Serious Mass by Optimum Nutrition, right? That shake was 1,700, and then I got another like 1,000 calories from eggs.
Holy shit, bro.
Then I would get to the gym by 5. Then
AM.
Yep. Train from 5 to 8:15. Well, the gym was in the school.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I had class from 8:30 to 3:15, and then sports from 3:30 to 6:30, and then I had work from 6.
That's why you had to work out first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had work from 6:45 to 9, and my work was at the school because I was a lifeguard. So everything was built into the school. So
Nice.
it was like nice.
Yeah.
Because I could do all that. I don't think I could do that if I lived in a city. You know, you'd have to go all places. But let me tell you. You know what a good pre-workout feels like.
I do.
And you want to chase that feeling.
Yep.
And I was willing to chase that feeling because morning workouts sucked, right? Because I was doing...
Yeah, dude. Especially at that age, you want to work out that early.
Working, your joints are like sore. Warming up takes forever. I was doing double sports. I was either wrestling or football during the season, right? So it's like I really wanted to get the workouts done. So, you know, you got to take the God of Rage. And, here's the other thing. I didn't have money for like different kinds of pre-workout. So if you got a bad pre-workout, that sucks, Sawyer. You got to finish it until the tub was like, that's where my mind was at, right?
Yeah.
And I would take it, right? So usually like on a big squat or a big Wednesday, which is like once a week, right? Every other day or whatever I was training like. And I would throw up those 12 eggs in the sink. And it's became like any blue raspberry, anything I have, I just get this like in my throat where my body wants to just throw up. Like, can you imagine like 12 eggs, like scrambled eggs, and it was just
disgusting.
Yeah, and I would just leave them. I would leave it in there, and the janitor would have to clean it, and like I would just watch the janitor.
You just did that like it was like an everyday thing?
Yeah. You're like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, but like hindsight 2020, it like stretched my stomach where I was able to like eat a lot of calories, which like helped. You know, I don't think I'd be able to eat. Like, I was, like, doing that Victoria's Secret bulimic thing. But in a different sense, where it's like, okay, my stomach was getting stretched out. And then after my workout, I pre-made this thing of pasta that was, like, 3,200 calories. And then I would eat that from first hour to fourth hour. And then at lunchtime, I would sleep in my car.
Jeez.
Yep. And then I had a free period, and then I'd eat again. And then I'd have a whole sleeve of bagels. Like, I had food dialed in. Like,
that nap probably felt so good.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny because I have videos of me doing this full day of eating, of like eating 7,000 calories, eating 8,000 calories, you know, because I was burning at high school, high metabolism, plus either football or wrestling. Like, I'm constantly moving one end of the school to the next, you know, one class, first hour, second hour, third hour, you know.
Right.
I'm constantly moving. crazy time. I couldn't do it now.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. No, I remember that, man. My first
Scoop
got
of pre-workout.
just my first like God of War experience or Rage or whatever the hell it was called, man. And I was
like you're on the moon.
yeah, dude, I was on the moon, man. I was having the best workout. Nothing was bothering me. Music sounded way better.
Yeah.
And like usually by the time like my body would be fatigued and I was like, I'm good now. Like I was like, I just want to keep going. I just wanted to keep the pump going. I felt great. I looked great.
But the next day, did you feel like ass?
After, like, I was like, dude, this is great. I was texting my boys. I'm like, this is the best pre. Y'all got to take a scoop. I leave Retro. I think it was like around like, around summertime. And after it died off, dude, it was like the first time I realized like this shit fucked me up. What? Yeah?
Mm-hmm. The stim dick.
The stim dick. I don't even attempt to talk about this shit. He knew already before.
I can see it in his eyes.
I've never even
It goes from this to this.
But I've never in my entire life was like not able to, get it up, get it. And that was like the first time I was like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Mm-hmm. I was like, that shit fucked me up. I didn't stop taking it.
No, of course not.
I didn't stop taking it.
Dude, the workouts are here. And it's like, is it really that important?
It was like a 17, 18-year-old post-workout jerk, and I was like, what is going on? And I was like texting my boys. I was like, bro, this shit's fucking potent. Like, this shit fucked me up.
You're like, dude, I gotta...
I think I was fine later that day, maybe, or some shit, but like, I just remember thinking, like, it was so freaky. I've never been in that. I've never been down bad.
Like, I think that pre-workout especially, right?
Yeah.
It basically severs your brain of like... This does not work.
Yeah, dude.
Like, oh yeah, this is fine. This is normal. But like, as soon as you look down, it's not there.
Yeah, dude. That was scary. I had to bring that up because I mean, like, that was the only side effect that really was just like, whoa. And that's when you knew that shit was high stim. That's when I knew.
Oh, did you ever have like the high sleeps?
Describe it.
You'd try to close your eyes, but your eyelids would keep moving.
Yes, for sure.
Or you would lay in bed, and it'd almost be like the movies where it's like you go, and then when you open up your eyes, it's like 8 a.m. Like you go to bed.
Yeah, and it felt like yes, I used to get those.
It's just like that.
I don't get them anymore, but I used to fall asleep and swear like I'd never slept.
You'd be terrible. You'd literally just like, and then.
Yeah, dude. It'd be the morning of our school day. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's been a while though, but fuck.
Yeah, that was... Dude, that's the worst when it's still in your system and you have to go to class.
I never did I always worked out later, like after school.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only worked out after school, so I never had that. I'd work out at like 7 p.m. I'd go home, bump out all my homework. Like, whether the answers were right or not, I just wanted to, like, get that good grade. The homework grade was so important, man. That can carry my grade through high school. And then, seriously. And then I'd bump out my homework because I was, like, very OCD about that. Nap for 2 hours. I'd nap with music on. It was really weird, like, bumping in my room. I'd play, like...
What do you play?
The first song on my playlist was Replay by Zendaya.
I was listening to that walking through the airport.
That's a good song, though.
Great song. Yeah, it's such a vibe.
I was feeling bad I never tried that pre, but after you described it, no, I'm perfectly fine now.
He couldn't do it. No, I don't think he'd like it, especially at this point in his life. Like, he wouldn't like the heart racing and the fucking... I mean, I don't take anything like that anymore.
It's one of those things where if you never got to experience it, it's just different.
I feel that.
Join me.
You got some? You act like you have some. He pulls some out of his bag.
I'm sure my followers know me enough. They probably have somewhere stashed away in New York that have something.
New York.
I almost want to guarantee it.
Yeah.
I remember this one time I like threw it up on my story and some kid like was like, I got you, and drove like 30 minutes and got me like the pre-workout.
No.
Like, I was like, I have a big deadlift. I need this crazy pre-workout. He's like, dude, I got you.
He came in clutch? Yeah. That's tough. That's a real one.
Yeah, that's when I was like, dude, you're a fucking G.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you hit a PR that day? Do you remember, like, if that was a good day for you or nah? Maybe just, like...
Not a memorable PR. Not a memorable PR.
Well, he tried. patches here. I used to get pimples, like whiteheads.
Was it like Fonzie? Bad or no?
I don't know. I would need like a reference picture.
was
But I
like-
used to get really oily too.
Okay.
I never had forehead pimples though.
But
I
that's
like,
probably part of your
it was always-
ethnicity, though.
it was here. What? Really?
Yeah. Why you're oily.
Oh, thanks.
Senior year, I used to get like
Maybe.
cyst
Could make
cyst
sense.
pimples. The ones that just stay under the skin, don't pop, and they're
It sucks.
fat, and you could like almost grip it like under the
Oh.
skin. It's so nasty.
Like Italians have usually more oily skin.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I wouldn't doubt it honestly.
Also, you're in slightly warmer climates, aren't you?
Yeah, it's
Then
very
you-
humid.
Yeah,
I
like
s-
where
Yeah.
I'm from, I was putting oil on my face.
Really? It was-
Like,
'cause
I bring it with me still. I put oil. Like I tell people this, and like they're like people who are like dermatologists, like people that are like I know skin, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Sawyer, you have great skin. What are you doing? I'm like,
the one secret doctors don't want you to know about.
Yeah.
dude, it's the baby oil. And if you go to Walmart, Johnson & Johnson baby oil.
Is it the yellow bottle?
Yeah, it's like they have it in a blue. They have it in like
Like a pink? Or
I
is
don't
it
know.
those?
Just
the
naming
baby
colors.
oil?
Throw it up right now. You know, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I would do is like, this is the worst advice ever, but like it's worked for me. Shave my face, and then I'd put the oil on it, and my skin would glow. Then I'd also put it in my hair.
Who would advise that? Or you just decided one day because you're like,
No, because my mom also did it.
oh,
Really?
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's
my
good
mom
enough.
has
That's good
my
enough.
mom has great skin, and like my mom did daycare, and like it's used for like babies.
Yeah.
Right. And like babies smell amazing when you put it on there. And I'm like, I want to smell amazing. Like
Yeah.
you like a baby smells great. Okay.
Yeah.
No cologne could ever like replicate a baby smell. If they do, they're gonna market the shit out of that. All right?
Just smell like a
I'll
baby.
be the first one in line, like smelling like a baby. Babies smell so good.
Yeah.
You smell a lot of babies?
Yeah, my mom did daycare. We had like 10 to 12 kids. I've had 10 to 12 kids in my house my entire life. I grew up with. Like,
Okay. That makes
from,
sense.
Yeah, so from like 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. So like even though I'm like the youngest,
Yeah.
technically not really, because there's always been children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna be good with kids, my friend. If you ever guys get kids,
You said you wanted 12 kids, right?
well, yeah, 12 kids. You know,
Yeah.
6 to 12. Like if the woman has good birthing hips, right? So
Okay.
some women have really good birthing hips where they can have a kid and it's no pain.
Mhm.
Like they're just genetically built to have kids.
Yeah.
I've met a few, and it's like crazy, you know, because it's just how their canals like, and some women aren't.
So no good birthing hips, then that's like
Well, I mean,
It's a red flag.
that's not red flag, but it's just like that's a lot of pain for her for 12.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know, as a husband, I gotta be respectful and being like,
That's right.
hey, if she wants 12, okay, you know, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what if the hips aren't birthing hips and it's like 12? That's a lot. That's a lot of pain.
I mean, your mom she ran a daycare.
Yeah.
Is that why you want 12 kids? Because there's always like 12 kids at your house?
Well, that and
you
also,
just feel like that's what it's
I mean,
supposed to be?
My mom had five siblings. You know, I think we've gone far away from having like large families. It used to be really,
Yeah.
really popular of like 5 kids, right? Where I'm from, in a small town, I think you can get away with that. I don't think you can try to get away with that in a healthy manner unless you're like very, very wealthy in like a city scenario, right?
Yep.
But if you're in a small town, you can get away with it on a more of affordable option, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, kids are great, you know. And dude, I want my kids. You
Yeah.
know, I want as many of me, you know, as
Yeah.
possible. All right, and then
Actually,
they can just
That's awesome. man.
diversify. You know.
I'm always like skeptical if they're actually being dead ass when someone's like, I want 12 kids. Like, it
Yeah.
sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It does sound
I mean,
ridiculous.
my
but
dad had 6 siblings.
exactly.
So,
Was he middle?
I think somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
My mom as well. I think my mom had five siblings.
Yeah, no, now it's like diluted down to like 2, 3. You know, like you
Sure.
see
Rookie numbers.
Yeah.
Bump those numbers
Gotta
up.
pump 'em up.
Bump these- yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
You guys ready? You guys gonna join me on the ride? Bring the 12 with me.
I need
Yo,
a
12's crazy, bro.
See, the
I
whole
don't live in a
part,
small
All right,
town.
all right, 8.
us.
I would have to have a
Negotiate.
mansion in Jersey to afford. Like, dude, I'd have to be like a fucking
Put 'em in
millionaire.
tents.
What?
Put them in tents.
Yeah, toughen them up.
Yeah, you'd have to live in where we live because I think cost of living is a lot less than where he lives, Jersey. So
Yeah, I'd
Houston,
have to make
Minnesota,
like $10 million a year to
and
afford 12
Louisiana,
kids.
I would say a lot less than say Jersey or New York.
All right.
New
Well,
York's
when you
expensive.
guys get a wife, you move to Minnesota. All right. Find you a nice little plot of land
Mm-hmm.
for your 12 children. Okay?
Just to run around.
Yeah, and then you get your own little football team, hockey team, whatever you want, just as long as you raise them right, then you're good.
Wow, you got a plan.
Yeah.
When do you want to be dad by? You're 23 now?
Maybe like 40.
You want to start bumping them out at 40?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to be like, nothing wrong with that. Why should you think
it's like, dude, okay, with where I'm at, everybody's looking younger and younger, right? My mom's 40 compared to my grandparents' 40, compared to what I'll look like 40, it's going to be completely different, right? Times are less harder than they've ever been, right? People want to complain about, oh, things are so hard. No, they're not, right? I've had great-grandparents that were born into the Great Depression, right? You've seen those kids and they're like, ooh, that's a good 17-year-old, and it's like, he's 5. Bro's seen things, all right? So, and like, if you guys ever, like, you guys have been out of high school for quite some time, but guarantee, look at your yearbook and then look at the kids that just graduated. They look pubescent.
That's true. I remember seeing the seniors, and like, they look so old. They look 25.
Yep. And it's just younger and younger.
Yeah, think about whenever we're thinking about like the wars and shit. Like, they were supposed to be 17. In our heads, we thought they were like 30. Yeah. Okay. They were dead ass kids though.
Yeah. So, and I mean, medical's gotten way better. Best it's ever been. Most advanced. Okay.
We're living in the future.
Yeah. It's more on the side of caution, particularly with the woman if she's 40, but she doesn't have to be 40. And it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, if she's 40, it'd be a little more problematic, right? Mm-hmm. But she just has to. I could pull a Leonardo DiCaprio just as long as they're above 18. Right? Now, I don't want to say that's the way I want to go. Right? I don't think it'd be weird to be like that. But it's one of those things where it's like, all right, 40 is a good enough time to have kids. 35 could be a good enough time to have kids. 30 is not a good enough time. Because I'm 23.
What do you mean by that when you say that? Like, what do you mean it's not a good enough time?
Well, I mean, okay, 7 years. All right, I look back, okay, I started training at 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. And now I'm in this position. 7 more years. No, there's no room for kids.
Oh, you're saying you're just not ready? Like, you need to stack more, like, you think about money? You think financially?
I think just the idea of, I think the whole idea is like, certain things, right? I think money plays a role, right? Mm-hmm. I think finding the right person plays a huge role, right? If you're going to mate genetically with a woman, right? You want to do it by the book. All right? As much as it would be great to be able to breed with many different people to just get a different kind of breed, right? Of just genetics.
Or just genetics.
Yeah, like, like what you are, right? Yeah. We were talking about it in the workout. Right? And like, out of context, it sounds crazy, but it's like, okay, whatever, right? Through that point, that'd be cool, right?
Right.
But biblically, I don't believe in that part, right? So it's like, I'm not going to do that.
Right, okay.
So it's like, got to be a nice woman that can, pump them out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be on both pages. It's like, I'm not going to if I'm on like if I'm going to like go on a date, right? And I have questions, right? Like, one of the questions is, do you want kids? And if they go no, I'm like, all right, see ya.
Okay. From a lifting perspective, did you think that maybe having dad shred would pump them numbers up?
No.
Okay, fair.
No, I would ruin my dad. I would crush my dad. All right, but that's also a good thing.
I would ruin my dad.
Yeah. Dude, like, if the whole idea, and I talked with the doctor about this, the whole idea, we were looking at humans on an animalistic setting, right? Your children should be stronger than you. They should be better. That is the way of evolution. That means you did mate with the right person. And this is where we see the wrong people mating with the wrong people. And this is the wrong way to say it, but it's like you have these freaking freak of genetic NFL, NBA, and it's like, all right, you have a literal, Doberman or whatever mating with a Chihuahua. Yeah. And then the people in the NFL, and they're talking, they're like, oh, what happened with his son? It's like, look at what they mated with. You had cream of the crop, and then you just threw it away because it's like, oh, well, she was beautiful, and hey, that's great and everything, right? But if we look at it, right, if we have to look at it where it's like, okay, I'm going to have an offspring of a child. Please, God, I hope he does not, curse me now, right? Because I just say this on the podcast. But where it's like, all right, hey, okay, maybe I'm more prone to said disease, right? My child shouldn't, right? And that's mating correctly, right? They have it where pheromones are here for a reason. Animals have it where when they have pheromones, the whole idea of their pheromones of being able to breed with a different animal is that their offspring will be better, right? Yeah. Now, you have certain things that throw off pheromones, colognes, you know, whatever those pills are that women don't get pregnant, you know, things like that. Throws off the pheromones, so then you're mating with the wrong mates. It's wrong.
That's true, though. I mean, the first part to have you dying. That's probably true, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's like funny, haha, right? Yeah. But it's like, it's true.
You're really passionate about that.
Well, I want to have it where it's like, okay, like the woman, like there's so many men and there's so many women out there.
Yeah.
Okay. I could go to a different country if I wanted to, right? As long as she, you know, fills out the standard quota. That's not a big list.
I would love to hear some of these checklists.
Well, I would like to have it where, like, around the same ethics, right?
Good.
They have to have it where they have to support, like, not support. They counterbalance what I am. So if I'm bad at this, they can be good at that. You know, if we're both very crappy at one thing, and we both aren't like trying to get better, that's a sinking ship.
Right.
You know, you need to have balance, especially in relationship, and then that's what carries into marriage and long-lasting marriage. That's the whole thing. So that's a huge one. I mean, and I have to have these all on like a different scale ratio because it's also like even if I like meet a girl, right? I'll like go through all these tests in my brain, like not even like, oh, okay, like it just be like, okay, this, okay, this is where they would be at, right?
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with like some guys will look at it like I don't know why my fucking brain works like this, but it's like some girl will like we'll see a girl and they're like, all right, hot girl, I want to have sex, right?
Yeah.
Like that's right.
Yeah.
I want to bring them through like I go through this like list of like, okay, this is okay. What can they do this? If I were to mate with them, right? Or if this person were to get pregnant, exo facto chihuahua child, wrong, like false. Oh, get that away. Like it's like they have all these things, and it's like girls have the same list, and they'll throw those on the podcast, and everybody's like, right?
Yeah.
Here's my list. We'll probably have them in the comment section too, right? But it's just standards, you know, and it's just standards, and it's not nothing. There's nothing wrong with standards. I think we need to have each other accountability and higher standards.
I agree with you.
You know?
Yeah, I mean that's
fair.
fair.
What do you guys?
What do you mean?
What do you guys look for in a woman if you were to marry into that? You know, obviously, I think we could agree on probably some part political or religious aspect is a big thing because that kind of carries over into how you would raise your children. I'm assuming you guys all want children, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one day. Definitely.
I don't know about 6 to 12, but at least 3.
I'll get you there.
Yeah,
at least 3.
You'll see. You know, you're gonna get the craving.
No, but you said it good. Just like having the right ethics, kind of like having the same like drive or ambitions of life.
Gotta be hungry.
Mm-hmm.
If I slack in one spot, she could pick up on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
Great personality. They gotta have a good personality.
Gotta be able to laugh.
Yeah.
You know, too. You can't just.
I can't be the only funny one. Come on.
Oh, it's all right.
Huh?
Sometimes that balances out, you know, because if it's too funny, then your kids don't take you serious.
Yeah. Well, I'm not
just
looking for it.
thought about everything. Like he's like, if you're too stiff.
Okay, did you guys ever watch the movie Oppenheimer?
No,
I started it's a really good movie though, and I never did. But I saw how long it was, and I was like, I could put a lot of time aside to like.
Watch the movie. Okay, I've like.
I believe you.
No. Don't watch it for the male aspect. If you watch it on the ideas of like the females are perfectly written, and like some people might not like that, but it's like with how it was written, you get to see a very, very strong archetype woman, right? And it's Hollywood like really ruins these now because it's like what they'll do is they'll take a woman, right?
Yep.
And it's like they'll give them all the characteristics of like what a guy would be strong, and that ruins the fundamentals. Like there's characteristics that women have that make them so like very strong, and then that also what creates them beautiful and all this stuff, right? And that's what makes them like that woman archetype, right?
Right.
It's like you have that queen. Like if you ever watch Game of Thrones, right? There's certain things where you'll see a queen, and you're like, whoa, like. She's not king, but like she still can lay down the law in a different way, you know.
Right,
and it's like respected and all that. And same thing with the king, you know.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, that's what's up. That's real. I gotta watch that movie soon.
Do it. It's great. It's great. I loved Oppenheimer.
I'm trying to hit a quick transition because we've been on women for like 20, 30 minutes.
It's a good topic, though.
But you kind of mentioned in the gym, you had beef with a famous bodybuilder.
No.
You lied.
I don't recall. Who are we talking about?
Ronnie Coleman.
Oh, Ronnie. Hey. He's gonna go, who the fuck is this? Who is this quacker? Who is this quacker lifting 860 pounds? Lightweight, baby. Yeah, me and Ronnie. I don't think there's actual beef, but it's a funny story. And Steph Myers and I actually share a similar story, where it was back in the COVID Arnold days. It was where in 2020 Arnold Classic got canceled, so everybody who went there, they got to kind of meet all the people that were at the Arnold without the lines and surfaces. It was really great. You know, it really made it where it was like way more friendly. You got to see people, whereas like we're all at the gym and it just felt more community almost, right?
Right.
And at one point, I didn't know, but Ronnie was not be shaking hands with anybody. He was just taking photos. And I went to go shake his hand, and the guy's hands, if you guys ever get the chance, maybe you won't, maybe don't, all right? Maybe Ronnie won't like you. But Ronnie has some big hands, like a baseball mitt hand. And I have big hands. And I went and I was like, hi, Mr. Ronnie Coleman, nice to meet you. And I shake his hand without consent of COVID, when people aren't supposed to be touching each other. Uh-huh. My hand gets swallowed, and he gives me just this masculine, crushing hand. Found out you weren't supposed to be touching Ronnie Coleman during COVID time. And he was also a little mad that I didn't want a photo with him.
You think so?
Well, he's like, did you want a photo? And I was like, getting my hand crushed. I'm like, no thank you. Yeah. And then like walking off.
Wait, so what do you think he yoked your hand up because you're not supposed to? Or you think just because he hasn't been shaking hands all day that he was just ready?
Maybe.
You know, maybe his hand strength was just so...
maybe I looked older than I actually was, and he was like, I'm going to wake this man's hand.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe I should have a rematch.
Yeah.
You're a lot stronger now.
Yeah. You know?
And I don't think he's that strong.
Yeah.
No, he's kind of on a decline, you know, but that happens with everyone, with life. But, you know, it's that quote from, like, Star Wars. You guys watch Star Wars? It's like... Mm-hmm. My power's doubled since the last time we met count. You know, and that's going to be like Ronnie there, and I'm going to go.
Yeah. Fucking, damn. You'd probably kill him at this point.
No. You guys shaking his hand?
What?
You guys shaking his hand?
Never.
I think I've shook his hand. I met him a few times.
I've seen him at a couple events.
He didn't yoke my hand up, I don't think. I would have remembered.
Maybe he liked me. Maybe
he respected you.
Maybe it was like, strong deadlifter.
That's what I'm saying. It was a respect thing. He knew if he went in soft, then...
Does that make you mad? Ronnie didn't respect you?
Oh, man, I know. I was disrespected by a normal-ass handshake, yeah. I mean, I didn't know that back then. But now you telling me this, I have to go back and I need vengeance.
Rematch when he has an event.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go in for a handshake.
Do you guys like watching his content?
His old stuff?
No, his new stuff.
Oh, shit. You can't even say that.
His new stuff, brother. Old stuff? You knew that was the wrong
I knew.
Brother. You knew it. You were like, you're like, oh, yeah, do you like, who's a rapper? Like Eminem? His old stuff? Like,
his new stuff? No, I'll be honest, I don't watch it, no.
I've seen him, like, do reaction videos, and I know he, like, watches people lift now more than actually lift, and it's cool to see him in the flesh, but I don't really keep up with Ronnie too much. I'm definitely
You should really work on that.
Sorry, you're just a big fan, man. This is
yeah. I am a Ronnie Coleman fan.
You got like a poster of him in your bedroom?
No, I don't think.
Your alarm clocks. Yeah,
no,
buddy.
I think the only guy I'm allowed to have in my room is a Jesus.
Yeah. You're religious?
Yeah. Aren't you?
I'm not really.
No?
Not really.
Why not?
I just never grew up. I wasn't grown into it. Like I never really grew up going to church or anything like that.
I thought he made that obvious when we were working out.
No, he did, but like again, it's hard to take him fully serious. So I always take like everything with like you might be joking.
Because the way you said it was Jesus is my father because my father left when I was 3 or something.
That's what those are your words.
It is. Yeah,
that's
true.
It's true.
Jesus is my dad.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And that's true.
he's like answering like, I hope this isn't the right thing, the wrong thing to say.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I don't know if it is or not because I'm not really religious. I just didn't grow up going to church or anything. No, I'm not really too interested. I feel like people find God when it's perfect, like when it's the stars all. I don't know. See, like I just don't think I'm the religious type. Not that I don't believe that there's like a higher power or a God or something like that. It's not really that. It's just.
This is an uncomfortable topic.
No, it's not. I just don't really know where to go with why I'm not religious. I'm just not, I guess.
You think about it?
I think about it after I watch something about someone talking about religion. I'm thinking about it right now.
So you're gonna go in bed tonight, and it's gonna be like, ooh.
It's interesting to see.
You guys don't have that. You've never had this conversation?
No, we have before. He's mentioned that.
You mean the argument?
No, we didn't.
Behind closed doors.
No, we definitely never had an argument about it. But he's mentioned exactly what he just said, and yeah, I was. So was it your mom that made you religious? Did you grow into it? Did you find what?
Did you find it on your own? Yeah. Exactly.
No, it'd be more. I would say. I think the fundamentals of like Christianity, right, in the household. I think my mom's super religious, right, but wasn't to a degree where I'd be pushed on to the children, right, where like I would say in a like a conservative amount, right. I've met plenty of like Christian parents that are really hard on like their children.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that pushes them away.
Or it could push, or it can just be in a different direction. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. It kind of depends on how it unfolds, right? There's really no right or wrong way, I feel like, to live this life, depending on, it's a matter of perception. Unless you want to look at it through the religious aspect, right? Then there's a right and wrong way.
Right? You think there's a right and wrong way?
I mean, if in a religious aspect, yeah.
So do you think
there's a right way to live and the wrong way to live?
So from your perspective, I'm not living the right way. There's no right answer. You could say.
Well, no, I'm thinking on that. Thinking. Are you living the wrong way? Probably not.
Real?
On a religious aspect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you a worse person, if that's what you're getting at.
Makes you a shit person.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely thinking worse.
No. I mean, the whole idea is like, hey, it's like this. There's water bottles here. And one day, you will be thirsty. And you might want to come and drink out of it. And it will be here.
I like that. That's cool. Fair enough.
Sometimes, a Ghost energy drink will not quench your thirst. No matter how many you drink. Sometimes, it's just a good old little H2O.
Solid example you pulled out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that.
But you mentioned that you're 23, correct? And you've never drank in a day in your life. Is that?
I have one incident, but I mean, I was like a little kid, and there was some kind of clear. So there was a mug, right? Yeah. And when you're playing, right, and you get the. Right, I'm thirsty. Right,
I'm thirsty.
And I was going down the steps, and I see a glass, and I took 2 big gulps, and then felt my throat was burning, and then I was throwing up. Right, that's the only thing.
Did you know it was alcohol at the time, or you just knew it was not water?
I just knew it burned my throat. I'm assuming it's vodka or something. What I don't know what's clear. Vodka's clear. That's the only thing I know.
Vodka, tequila, rubbing alcohol. I don't know. Gas.
Rubbing alcohol.
So I wanted to ask, what's the reason behind that? Because I feel like people that have never drank in their life, there's a reason behind it. Is it the religious standpoint?
No, that wouldn't be the fortitude of it. I think there's really, really good pre-written law within the book, right, that describes the pros and cons of drinking, right? But I think the issue is I have yet to meet a person that drinks that it makes them a better person. I haven't met them. I haven't met a person that I'm like, you are better drinking, right? You're a better person drinking. You save more money drinking. You are a better, XYZ. I haven't found somebody that's more motivated when they're drinking, You know, I have yet to find anything where it's like they have an actual positive out of it, right? You can make an argument with a lot of things, and with alcohol, I've yet to find one where it's like, whoa, this guy's amazing and he drinks, you know?
It's kind of true, yeah.
The other part is, I think,
It's definitely probably true.
kind of outspoken, but I think the current population is not rich enough to drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if we look at things, people, and this is why I asked if you watch Fight Club or read the book or whatever, there's a quote in there where it's like, people buy shit they don't need to impress people they don't like and all this stuff, right? It's a really true statement where it's like, with how credit cards work, right? And how the system is kind of set up where it's like, as soon as you graduate, you go to college, which then is about, you're taking $60,000 to $100,000 of debt, right? To a job that you actually don't really know, in which then after you graduate, you might get it, you might actually use that degree, in which then, okay, after that, with how interest rates are, like you're paying $300,000, $200,000. It's not like, this is $60,000 only. It's not, And then you have it where how it's set up with cars. If you want to have a car, well then brand new, what can you do? You pay monthly payments on it. Oh, the interest rates are high. It's just a connective system, right? And the whole reason why people are doing this is because they don't want to either feel broke or poor, or they want to impress the other people, right? That's the whole thing. And now, I think there's a loss of integrity with people with that, right? Where it's like, if you really don't care, it's like, all right, I know I have to, this is kind of like the part of like a journey, right? That you have to have, where it's like, in order to have growth, there's like things where it's like, I'll give this example. We've all worked jobs, and we're all in a great position now in our fitness lives, where we could look back into jobs where you're like, man, I'm happy I did that work. It sucked, but because it sucked, it got us into this position that I'm in now. Right.
Yep.
And people are skipping that kind of thing, right? Driving a shitty car till its full brakes are where you figure out, this is what it's like to maintain a car. This is, you have to change this, you have to change that. Okay, and then what are you doing? You're saving money, right?
True.
That's the whole process, and that's with everything, because everything's attached to a price tag, and that price tag has an interest, and that interest is high. You're never really just paying off that price tag, and then you're just caught into it, a big loop of a snake eating its own tail.
Yep. So back to like alcohol, you just think people that
think about it.
You're 100%
you drink it. You drink it.
Yep.
Where do you go with it?
What do you mean?
Well, you'll like it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like any person that doesn't drink alcohol, right? Like that, I haven't met a person that's like, yeah, I've done it, but I really don't do it, right? They're more of that, because then it's usually like, I'm more of a wine person. It's like, okay, you don't like beer, it's still alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's where, and granted, that thing, wine, alcohol, any of that, it all also leads to bad decisions, and it's an easy crutch where people can go, it wasn't me, it was the alcohol, it was it. It's like, you a scapegoat, grow some balls, right?
Scapegoat.
It's one of those things, it's and if you're not wealthy enough to be able to afford treatment, right, or afford yourself, because at the same time, it's such an easy thing to develop an addiction, because everybody does it. It's not looked down upon, really. You drink at social events, you drink at weddings, you drink, The only thing that's kind of looked down upon is if you get a DUI, or if you have it where it's, you're not 21, but really nobody really cares because they're 16, 17, and that's all normal. It's normal to have at 17 at a party to drink alcohol, right? But it's then this constant thing where then you have these 17-year-olds that then drink the alcohol, that then enjoy the alcohol, that then go to college because they had to take debt to go into college, and then it's just boom, 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 and you're like just stabbing yourself in the own back, and then they're wondering, how did I get in this position?
It's all a trap.
Yeah.
It's all a trap.
Yeah, get out of it. Get out of the trap.
That's a good point.
You guys are looking at me like, fuck, did I get into the trap?
No, I have no desire to ever really drink. I do drink. And, I can enjoy it from time to time. But most of the time I start to drink and I'm just like, why the hell did I do this? It fucks up my stomach.
Would you say the majority of the population cannot afford drinking?
Well, based off of your logic, yeah. No, you're right.
Depends what you mean by that. Like, can they afford it? Yes. Should they be forking out the money to spend on alcohol? No. Because You could get drunk for $10. So technically, they could afford it if that's what you're asking.
Well, okay. Are you actually no? Because
are you talking about like money wise?
Well, okay. You could say it's like, okay, can you afford it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that statement, we could be like, oh yeah, you could afford it for the day.
Mm-hmm.
You could afford it for the week.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to afford it for the month. Maybe a year, right? But if we're like looking at interest, right? Can you really afford it long term? No. Majority of people can't. Because it's going to be where it's backed up by all X, Y, and Z. Where it's like, oh, hey, I could afford it for 5 years, but now I have liver toxicity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, oh, I afforded it for this, but now I have this wrong. Or I have this struggle, right? So it's like you think you can afford it. It's you thinking, oh, yeah, I can afford it, but it's really you can't, right? Because you're wasting things, you know? You can't get back time, right? And it's time that's being wasted. There's plenty of things you can take that make you feel better.
Right.
You know, that make you enjoy yourself. Certain supplements, you know. God of Rage pre-workout you could be taking.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Right? So and I'm not trying to dog on anybody who drinks.
No.
I have no problem. Like I'll go to a party completely sober. I'll have friends that are hammered or drink. I have no problem, right?
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where it's like it's so freely open where it can be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it is an issue.
It's just so, yeah, you're right. That's kind of.
That is a good point. How it's not looked down on at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Unless you're drunk or you're an alcoholic, and it's
But those are easy to conceal.
yeah.
Easy to conceal, you know. It's like you'll meet people, and even when you get old, you'll be like, "Whoa, I didn't know he was drinking on the weekends." What?
Yeah. Yeah, as a kid, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, you find out when you get older. Like, oh yeah, whoa.
Jeremy's
blah, blah.
father's a giant alcoholic. You're like, oh, he always seemed good when I went over.
I thought he was just always in the. Yeah, exactly.
That's not root beer, you know.
Uh huh.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. And it takes away from your goals. You know, it's the whole idea is like, okay, if you want to get better, write a goal down.
In high school, I used to only drink if we had plans to drink. Because I drank on the weekends in high school. I was 17. I would drink only on Fridays.
Lock them up.
I'd only drink on Fridays, not Saturdays. 'Cause
Why?
Sundays were my chest day. And Saturdays were my off day.
Mm-hmm.
So I would drink and be like, all right, I don't got to work out tomorrow. But Saturdays I wouldn't really ever drink.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, fuck. I really hoped it wouldn't be something to do. But yeah, no, I was more dialed in. I cared about lifting more than anything, no matter what. Partying, whatever. I was like, I want to fucking be jacked and strong.
That was such a you answer. Because I got
beat that
chest on
ass.
Sundays.
I can't say that was the
case.
case.
You went on a similar journey or no?
With alcohol?
Yeah.
Kind of same thing as him. I didn't really regulate it like he did, but it was just on occasion. Now I will say in college, I did drink. Oh, on weekdays. It was stupid. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I'm not the guy who's gonna sit down at dinner and just have a beer. It's absolutely pointless in my opinion. Now,
Yeah,
if it's a social event, I will. But it's not like it used to be. I only stick to one drink. I'm not slamming beers and shotgunning beers like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
I'll not get 8 hours of sleep and I feel like I got a hangover. That's what I imagine what a hangover is, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
there's some motherfuckers out here that are getting 4 hours of sleep off of a day bender.
Yeah, and that's not even real sleep.
No.
You're just unconscious.
Yeah.
That's not even a REM cycle.
But that's good. That's awesome, man. That you have no desire. Also, that you don't need to. You can still be around that crowd and have fun.
Well, I mean,
I think everybody's like that,
Oh,
but they think I need to have alcohol to have fun, basically.
yeah, no, I didn't. I never really had that. Even when I went to dances, right?
Like high school dances.
Yeah. You guys ever do that?
Yeah, we. I don't think
everybody snuck in alcohol.
Yeah, I never did though. I will say I didn't do that.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, good for you.
I was like, I didn't do it at 17 years old. I didn't think. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was able to last.
Yeah,
It wasn't itching.
Yeah. No, where he's I enjoy I can have fun without it. You know.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. That was beast.
That's good. You said you were gonna pop us with some questions. Did you have any? Or you were just messing with us?
No, I probably have a couple, but I think we
He was
went
like,
off,
"Be
we went
ready."
off the train of thought with things.
No, we had some good rants though.
Yeah.
I liked them.
There's a thing with the alcohol that I was really gonna get into. Wow, what was it?
Gains, messing up PRs.
Well, the idea is of like, okay, it does affect
Proteins.
What about Chipotle, if that helps? You're like, oh, I want to say, let's see.
That ain't gonna help.
Protein synthesis. That's what it affects.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Well, it affects your sleep, which is very crucial because you don't sleep properly when you're drunk. Like I said, like your first like couple hours, you're just unconscious, and then you like fall into like maybe dream sleep. But like,
Do you guys dream?
yeah,
How do you dream? Do you dream in first person or third person?
I've lucid dreamed multiple times. Not recently, but I used to lucid dream a pretty good amount of time.
I stopped doing that.
What do you mean stop doing
I
that?
stopped doing that. I thought it's a form of witchcraft.
Shut up.
What do you mean by first person or third person? Wait, hold on. I kind of want to hear that too. What do you mean? You stopped lucid dreaming.
Some people dream in third person, and some people dream in first person. What do you dream?
First person.
Okay.
Third person, like you can see yourself?
Yep.
No, first
What
person.
do you?
First
I'm
person.
third person.
That's fucking freaky. Out of body.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Do you guys dream in color or black and white?
Color.
Color.
Okay, yeah, mine's color. Some people don't. Some people dream in black and white.
Yeah.
Some
No, I got
people-
color.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, sorry.
No, it's color. It's color.
Yeah,
it is.
You're gonna go to bed here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It is.
Like how
Hers is
often?
Hers is black and white.
You just black and white? Yeah. Found her.
Interesting.
You know, I didn't think about other people's dreams.
Yeah.
Wait, is
First-
that bad?
Third
No,
person.
No, nothing's bad. It's just different. How often do you guys dream?
Used to dream more as a kid. I feel like I used to have like fucking vivid dreams. But I remember like I remember specifically after high school, I used to have a huge recliner in my bedroom, and I used to sleep in that because I didn't want to get too comfy and sleep for too long. So I knew I'd only sleep for like 2 hours if I slept in my recliner, like a quick nap. At the time, it was a quick nap. And yeah, because of the way I would lay, and I'd be somewhat sitting up right because I was in a recliner, and I was sleeping like fully back.
Yeah.
Some people used to say like that's how you would get yourself to lucid dream.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to sleep on your sides. You want to sleep flat on your back, and you don't want to move. You kind of want to just fall into the sleep. You don't want to move a bunch. You kind of almost want to stay still. And the recliner would keep me still, subconscious, like just on its own. And I was so tired after school that I'd just fall right asleep. And there was times where I would just remember the entire thing. I was able to control everything. I was able to like anything you wanted to do, you could have as soon as you recognized that you were dreaming. As soon as you recognize that you were in a dream, you're like, oh shit, I can do whatever the fuck I want. But by the time you understood that you could do whatever you want, the clock was ticking. Yeah, the clock starts to tick.
You know, clocks don't work in dreams technically.
No, I know that, but usually that's when you're about to wake up.
Yeah, or they
is when
say you
you're
have an extra finger.
why?
Didn't know that.
If you ever lucid dream and look at your fingers, you usually have an extra one.
Oh, I never looked at my fingers.
I will say I've never been able to control my dream.
Yeah.
Never, and it pisses me off. The other night, damn, I can't think of it.
You know
But
what?
dude, I don't know why. I don't know why I was dreaming. I was back in college, and I was playing shortstop.
In your dream?
Yeah, I could not catch a ground ball to save my life. And like, dude, I was like, like I was handicapped. It's just like I missed every single ball.
How often do you dream, you think?
It's
Like once a week?
it's not every night. A couple times a week.
Yeah, I at least dream every night a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have like vivid memory dreams though. Like not like ones I could tell you right now. Why? What about you? You dream all the time?
No, I'm talking about like you wake up and you know that, like you remember the dream. That's like yeah, I get sleep. You know?
No, maybe
Like
then.
you wake up and it's like yeah, I dreamt, but like you don't remember.
Not right now. Like I don't remember the dreams now.
Okay, mission.
Do I remember having the dreams or do I remember the specific dreams? Is that what you're
Isn't
asking?
that the same question? Kind of?
No, you could remember like, oh, I dreamt that night. I remember it was a sick dream. I just have no idea what the hell happened because dreams are just like dreams are hard to remember.
I don't know that.
Yeah, dreams are really hard to remember.
Yeah,
like
no,
you have
no,
to
but
like jot it
I
down right after you
don't-
wake up, or like a lot of things will start to fade and muffle away.
Yeah, but like okay, I would like for me it's like yeah, I dreamt. What about anything I dreamt like
That's you.
No, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Like,
You're saying
like,
you dream,
like
but-
there's not like literally nothing. Like you couldn't say something about a wolf or fire.
Not right now, no.
You don't dream.
Well,
Guy doesn't dream.
mission. Try to figure it out. Once you start paying attention, you'll be able to like pick it up more. Like so with me, if I have a dream, right?
Yeah.
I'll remember it, and when I wake up, I really have to think about it.
Yep.
And if I don't, it'll probably hit me in about 1 to 3 hours, me doing something, where it's like, deja vu. It's like that, but then it's like, and then it's all this flood of all the entire dream. It's like that.
Oh, okay, that's how it hits you.
Yeah.
So you like have a trouble right after you wake up. It'd be like my brother used to be big into big into dreams and all that stuff, and like he would like wake up if he woke up from whatever it was, a nap, night sleep, whatever. He'd write it down, like write down.
Yeah,
his
dream
dreams.
journals.
Yeah.
You ever heard the lamp story?
The lamp story?
About that guy who got knocked out, and then when he was knocked out for like 5 minutes or so, he had a whole life. He lived a whole life, and he woke up, and he was like, "Where's my wife and kids?"
He was on shrooms or psilocybin or some stuff.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, he wasn't dreaming. He was on like psilocybin.
Oh, I heard a story like that, like the Joe Rogan thing.
Yeah.
And he
then
took
he-
DMT.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
shot up into a rocket, lived a whole life for like 30 years under the ocean.
Yeah.
And then he was
Yeah,
like,
not
yo,
that.
I vividly had like this
Not that.
whole...
We're gonna have to look at that
This
one.
guy,
I don't know if he. Yeah.
Type in lamp story on TikTok, it'll pop up the whole thing. But anyway, they called it the lamp story because that's how he woke up. He was looked at a lamp, and it was just in his living room, and it starts like shaking and vibrating, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger until it was only white light, and then he woke up on the ground.
Some paranormal lamp.
Interesting.
That's creepy, yeah.
Paranormal lamp. No, I don't fuck with lucid dreams.
I've done it a few times. I remember telling like my next door neighbor, we were like, it was a weekend or some shit.
You ain't my dream, bro.
Dude, no one was in my dream, but I just remembered everything. It blew everybody's mind. We're all sitting around like a campfire late
You
night.
remember telling him, but don't remember the dream.
Not till this day. No, I do actually. It wasn't like a dream where it's like, it was just random as shit. I was like in a house party, and I was able to walk like freely throughout the party. I was going up and down the stairs.
So I was
everyone-
like, I'm the shit.
yeah, no, but like it was just weird. Like certain things were missing, and when I recognized I was in a dream, it was just like, it was just nuts. I don't know. This is like at this point like 5 years ago, probably like.
How good is your guys' memory? Like, what was like the youngest memory you can recall from like when you were younger?
I remember
remember
before kindergarten, so 4, maybe 3.
I'm probably around there too.
Because I 100% remember my kindergarten class, everything, and I was a young kid because my birthday's late September. I'm sorry, September, but it cut off September 30th. I vividly remember multiple scenarios in my kindergarten class. I remember my teacher, we had a treehouse coming down the steps, and she busted her ass. I'll never forget that.
Hell yeah.
I remember nap time, somebody stole my Skittles, and I cried.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, dude.
You did.
That's the thing about
I
it.
didn't steal this.
It's just traumatic shit. Going back to preschool.
Yeah, it's fine. You get over it. All right, you're a man.
But we've been killing combo. We're at an hour and a half, so we should probably wrap it up because it's also 10:30 p.m.
Book it for another hour.
Book it for another hour.
But I feel like
Jason's
we
I
could
want to go
have.
home, man. The pod was great, but
I feel like we could have went 3 hours
Part 2 coming out tomorrow.
or 2.
hell
But
yeah.
Back to the dreams.
dude,
Back to the dreams. I'm gonna dream tonight for you.
Don't do it for me.
do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Wants to be in.
Yeah. But is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say? Anything you want to promote?
No. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to be the only guy in the history of this podcast to say, no, I will not be promoting anything.
You know what? Nobody really does. I'm sorry to pressure. I'm sorry to
lot of
make
people-
you.
I will be the first to promote.
Yeah, start just plugging everything, bro.
Put a little Donald Trump. I will not be taking a paycheck as president. All right, guys, follow me on the social medias. Sawyer_Klatt on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all those things.
Heck yeah.
There we go. Love it.
That's it.
Well, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you
being
for
part
having
of
me.
this.
It's been a pleasure.
That was a good combo.
As once again, this has been Think It With a Pump. Thank you, Sawyer. Clatt.
Thank you, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
Peace. Peace.
I don't know. I never know how to wrap up the video.
Also, I gotta say this. We forgot it last time.
That was great.
Also, guys, this is just us plugging, so you don't have to. Also, guys, remember Helimix. If you want to get the best shakers in the game,
In the game.
that's not on. Also, guys, if you want to support the page, remember, best shakers in the world. If you want to get yourself a Helimix, use code PUMP at checkout. Save you 15% off. It helps us out. And then you get a dope shaker.
Boom.
Boom.
You got it last one. I'll give that 5 big